think we're live. It looks good. Let me just go back to YouTube real quick and just make sure that all is well on that side, just to make sure that it's, you know. Yeah, there's the bot. Alright, so folks, it's Christmas Eve, and I just thought, you know what? I tried to get I've tried to get One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 to work on PC, and I just cannot. Two things actually happened. For whatever reason, something happened to the store yesterday, and it knocked the cloud saving, and the entire store on Steam went down. And ever since that point, it deleted my cloud save. It deleted my actual save on the game, and then the cloud saving thing just does not work. Like, I went on there to try to download my save file. I did that, and I put it back in the save file where it was at. It deleted it again, and then it started doing it to this, which I was pissed. I was legitimately pissed off about it, because it's just like, dude, I have spent so much time. And now, in the grand scheme of things, if we look at, I've only put like, I don't know, 83 hours into the game, but you know. That's the other mode, but I put a lot of time into this game, and anyway, that I was gonna play Pirate Warriors 3 tonight. I was gonna, you know, give my thoughts on that. But here's the thing: it deleted my save, and then I went on to I found someone put their own 100% completion save data on Nexus Mods. I downloaded that because I thought, well, okay, well, if my save is just completely gone, we're gonna fix that, and I could just remove that using someone else's save, because I wanted to just go back and just experience the game. So when I put that save file into the save data folder for Pirate Warriors 3, it worked. But after that whole session, because I did a whole session by myself, I spent like an hour playing or whatever, and it went good. And then when I wanted to stream the last couple of days, try to get that to work, controller on the fritz, man, for whatever reason, it's just, everything about that game on PC is just on the fritz, you know, like trying to get the controller to work. And I know there's different programs that you can use to basically to turn your whatever controller you're using into an Xbox controller, or there's XSplit, I think it's XSplitter or XPearl, whatever. I've used them all. And the one program that I did find, which was I think it was a Chinese or a Japanese program, that was the one that was working the most of the time, and it did what it was supposed to do, and it had its own profile, and it just worked. But this time, it didn't work, so I don't know about that. So I just thought, you know what, we'll come back and we'll play some Attack on Titan 2, because I've been talking about that game. That was one of the games I was talking about a lot lately. And I thought, well, we'll come back and we'll play a little bit of that, because I don't remember where I left off with that at all, period. So we'll definitely give this a try. So now, all I know is the last thing I really need to do in the game is two things. So, okay, so let's just talk about Final Battle in particularly. So, Attack on Titan 2, the base game, all you have is story mode, other mode. You have a story mode and other mode. That's all you have, basically. And then once you beat the game on story mode, you will eventually unlock Inferno mode. You got these three modes, basically. And then when you buy the DLC, you get character or episode mission, which basically is the advanced version of story mode. You don't get to use your main character that you created, but you basically, it's various episodes of the season, I think it's season 2, and they're not easy. They are definitely, you know, You definitely have to go in here. There is a lot of strategy. When I say a lot of strategy, you gotta really think about. You gotta learn the roots of the levels, and you don't get to actually use your gear that you craft and upgrade. The game gives you predetermined stuff. So basically, the first run is all gonna be like this route, the blue route, and then we'll eventually get this middle route if I can get it to go there. Then you will get this middle route, and then once you go through that, you will get this last route, basically. And you unlock a couple of things for playing this mode. I just can't really remember. But the big meat and potatoes of the entire thing is I talked about this with flying. So there's like three. So there is there's One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 with Dreamlock. There's Berserk Band of the Hawk with its infinite mode, or the Eclipse mode. You got Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. There's 3 Ultimate Definitive version now with its Gauntlet mode, and then there's this game with Tutorial Recovery mode. Now these 3 games and their modes I just basically, you know, named off. These are like the definitive, like best of the best modes that they have ever added to any Musou title. Basically, what they do is after you unlock everything in the game, you play these modes, and it's just like an infinite mode. It ain't really a roguelike mode, but there is some little roguelike elements, like with like Berserk. There's like different missions that will appear in the mission, and they're roguelike elements where it's randomized. You won't always get the same things, but with tutorial, the recovery mode with the territorial recovery mode, this is the end all be all mode basically. So in this game, well, in Final Battle, the DLC, you get the character episode mission, like I just said, in this mode. Basically, you get another, I don't know if I can show this. Actually, I can. I haven't even unlocked it, that's why. But you get to unlock another difficulty, which you got to beat this territorial recovery mode. And it's called Aaron mode, and that's the hardest difficulty, and you get like the best of the best materials. You get like the game's really hard. The Titans actually do stuff, but what's really cool about this mode in particularly, which we'll go in here and I'll kind of show it off a little bit. So what's really cool about this is we're gonna go to the war room, and this is an older game, and for whatever reason, it does not want to upscale. You know, I can't get rid of the jaggies, which you can obviously see there is a lot of jaggies, but that's just how it is. But so basically in this mode, you basically have your own base. Can I show the outside? No, I can't. No, actually, yeah, I can. So you get your own base of operations, which you as you play the mode, you get more materials. You bring the materials to the plaza, and then I think you talk to her, right? You talk to her, and then you get to like upgrade these bases, which I've already done that. And then you get to put various NPC, or not NPCs, you get to put the various characters in here that allow you to get passives while you play this mode. But I haven't really, honestly, I need to go back through here and actually, you know, adjust stuff, but I'm not going to do that right now. But you got that, you got various other buffs with the various squads too. You got that, you got... This is where you can switch your who's in charge, basically. Now, I think that's where Aaron goes, but we got the new Aaron, so he's not there. This character doesn't belong to a regiment, so it can't be dismissed. Alright, well. So basically in this game, in the base game and for the original story mode, you get to create your own character that actually is a badass in the storyline. You get to do many things with your character, you know. Your main character is like the strongest character because he basically learns like all the skills basically from all the other characters. But you know, this is quote unquote spoilers, but this game's been out forever. But basically, the drill sergeant, basically, which he's not here because we got his younger version, which is better. He's a playable character in Final Battle. You got Zeke, you got Kenny and his squad mates, you got Aaron. You also get another character too. Well, you get Fleck or Falch or whatever, that dickhead. And you get one more other character. So when you first start this territorial mode, she's in the second season when they fight with the guns or whatever and Kenny kills her, but she is like your very first crew member basically when you play the game, and I'll get into that in just a second, but she's really neat. Now, a lot of these characters I just haven't played. Because I first played this on PlayStation 4, like I had the base Attack on Titan 2 game for PlayStation 4, and I went through and I upgraded everything. But once I found out that this thing was going to PC, I kind of jumped on it, basically. Well, actually, here's the thing. I didn't really jump on it. Koei Tecmo was doing giveaways, and I actually entered. They're on their Discord, but they do most of them on Twitter now, which I'm not about Twitter, but you went in there and you basically they would make an event or whatever in the chat, and you would click the thing and it would be automatic on who won basically. And I won this one. This is like this was the game that I actually got from that giveaway, which I never win anything, but I got this, and then I basically sold my original copy on PlayStation 4 because it's like literally I got the base game of Attack on Titan 2, and then when the Final Battle DLC went on sale, I jumped on that on Steam and bought that. And by the way, the DLC, Koei Tecmo games hardly ever go on sale. Only as of recently have their games been going on sale and DLC. So if you see this game, you know, reduced or on a sale, jump on it. But anyway, so you got that. You can change your commander, you can change your emblem and all that. We also got, I think that's Wall Maria icon. You got various different icons basically that you can put on your jacket. That's like, I think that's like Levi right there. I think that's Bertolt. That's Kenny. There's obviously a couple more there. It looks like there's 2 more you can unlock there, and that's probably it. I think I just got the original. Actually, I got the key on my back. But anyway, you got that. And then, if you come over here, you get to do these policies, and these policies are pretty important. So in order to get like really good experience points in this game, you got to play on the harder difficulties, which this game, when before they released Final Battle as a DLC, they did a free update, a very big free update to the game, which basically what it did was it was getting ready for that DLC. It wasn't technically announced, but when the update went out, because when you downloaded this free update, it talked about the firearms and all that, and then it basically got announced literally after that. But this update basically made it so they rebalanced like everything in the game. They made the Titans incredibly dangerous. You know, when you play on harder difficulties, they will literally grab you, and they are literally frightening, more frightening than they are in the anime. So, you know, So when you play on harder difficulties, you know, you get more experience, the game's a lot harder, and then if you get this training weekly thing, you get even more XP as well. Which, hold initiative turn to boost soldiers' abilities, increase XP acquire. We'll try that. I already got max stuff, so that won't really hurt me. So you got that going on for this mode, but here's the cool thing about this. So so with this mode in particularly, which reminds me of Warriors Orochi 3, and that game, in the story mode, you can have up to 3 characters, and you can switch between them in battle, and there's various things, I won't go into it, but basically in that game, the story mode, you can have up to 3 characters, and then in the gauntlet mode for that game, you could have up to 5 characters. Kind of the same thing in this game. You don't get to switch characters, but what you do get to do is you get to have your own squad. You get to pick who you want on your team, basically. So this is who you're going to be playing as, and these are your squad mates, basically. And I was playing as I think that's Erwin. Yeah, I think that's his name, Erwin. Literally, like, my favorite character in the show. I was really leveling him up. He is like, so every character in the game basically has their own niche, their own unique thing that they do. Like Levi and Misaka are literally probably the best blade users in the game. Levi has the multi-hitting, you know, Wings of Freedom from the first game. Mikasa has something similar, but she can't do as many. I think if I remember right, she can't do as many hits as him. And then like Kenny over there, he is like one of the best gun users. Basically, he has his own thing with that. Erwin basically. So you got basically these different stats. You got strength, agility, dexterity, health. You know, leadership, and the last one. But basically, characters like Erwin and Armin, and there's a couple others, they're leadership characters. So they rely, their whole gameplay shtick is they buff their allies that you take in the battle with you. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good overall. You can take anyone who you can play as anybody you want. I take them right into the battle with you. Like, no, I can't remember if it's 140 or 150 is the max level for your main character, and then everyone else. I think it's 150 for the main character, and then it's level 15 for everyone else. Rank 15. They get ranks. The main character actually gets levels, but anyway. So that's kind of how that is. Now, there is a fatigue system in the game for these characters. I don't really remember what actually happens with that. I just know that how I got my little board set up over here. If we go over here, I'll look at it very we'll look at it very briefly. Reduces fatigue per turn and injuries. So yeah, basically that's the big one. I think that's the one I had, where as you move on the board, it's like a board game when you're out on the field. As you move spaces, it reduces that and gives you, I think it gives you more fatigue, or it reduces the fatigue, but it makes you get less fatigue as well. I think that's either a part of that, or we have something like that already. So we have something like that. Reduce fatigue per turn, reduce injuries per turn. So yeah, that's kind of it. We're gonna get into some gameplay here. I'm very rusty. I'm just gonna let everyone know, incredibly rusty. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna be very rusty. There ain't, we are playing on the easiest difficulty until I kind of get, used to playing the game. And, if I continue playing this, I'll bump the difficulty up. It's going to be really easy, and I don't really want to basically go into anything hard right now because I don't know what I'm doing. But, okay, let's talk about something else before we actually get into the game. So, with this Final Battle DLC, they introduce guns into the game, basically. So, I have all the weapons in the game because I put the time in to actually get this, but like, for an example, can I actually, like this weapon, like there's like, you get your, so with firearms, you get a whole set of gear basically. So the lion one would be ideal for Irwin because if you equip the full set, you get plus 10 leadership. That's what his main stat is. But that is not what we're doing today. We're going to be playing with we're either playing with guns or we're going to be playing with blades. Now, with the blades, we're going to talk about that a little bit. So, in the original game, there was only blades, and you get a big variant of blades. So, basically, the blades I have now are probably the best weapons in the game. They're basically the better versions of the perfected blades, basically. So it has like an upgrade system that's like, the best way I could describe it is it's kind of like not Attack on Titan, but like Monster Hunter. You basically get like, you start with one weapon or piece of gear, and as you upgrade it, it evolves into different things basically. So you could take the OG anime weapons that they use, that's what this one is right here on the right, the Perfected Blade Ultimate. It goes all the way up to that. Then for Final Battle, we get another version of that's called Fury Blade Ultimate basically. So you got different weapons for different builds that you want to do. I personally like the Blazing Blade because as you deal damage, it hits all body parts. So it's good for farming. It just really depends on what you want to do. But like, one of the weapons I was talking about is like, you can get these katana samurai blades, and these are like your real first really good starter weapon because it has good can I switch that? Oops. Gotta switch that back. So yeah, every weapon in the game has sharpness, blade length, and durability. Sharpness is basically how much damage it does. Blade length is like the reach of the weapon. And durability is how much, because in this game, it's just like the anime. You gotta switch your blades out, you gotta do gas too. But in this game, or in Final Battle, they made it so that when you go to switch your blades out or your gas out and you hold the button down, there's a little wheel that pops up, and there's like a little bonus, and the thing goes around the wheel basically, and if you get it in that bonus, it basically gives you more. So ideally for weapons and all that, you want something that has you want to have a weapon that has good strength and good weapon length. Durability is pretty important too, but depending on what you're using, like the samurai blades in particularly, they have decent durability, but the sharpness is kind of where it's at. It does a lot of damage. Blade length is really, really high, which allows you to basically, so it's like your reach of the weapon. So basically, when you're attacking the Titans and you got a lower blade length, you have to like literally get right on top of them. And when you're attacking like the limbs or their nape or something that has a higher blade length, you don't have to really worry about that. Now, most of the weapons that you see in here, I can't remember, but like the bat is new. There's a lot of weapons in here that have been added to this version of the game. So like, here's another part of the anime, the default anime blades. This is another one where it's called the Divine Reinforced Blade, which it's not like the OG weapon, but it is. It's part of that upgrade path. I did all the weapons basically. But anyway, you can do your weapons that way. You do different builds based on, you know, every all these. Basically, every weapon in the game comes with its two other counterparts, which are the gas and the thing that allows you to fly around. If you basically use all those, you get various, you know, bonuses. Basically, equipment set effects bonuses. But so yeah, like this in particularly. This is the thing that allows you to carry various blades, and this controls how fast and how you could control when you're flying around. I say flying around, but it's really you're grappling around. But basically, this one right here is the one I use in the original game. This one was honestly, it was the best in terms of what you could get. It was very balanced. Basically, you use that and use the other one, and you had a pretty good build. In Final Battle, you get this, which is just far superior in a lot of ways. But basically, you get different variations of all this. Like these carry a lot of blades, as you can see, and it's pretty fast. And then a lot of these other ones, you know, they're either fast, but they don't carry as much blades. Like this one's like for the samurai, which you only can carry 2 blades, but you know it's pretty balanced on the other ones. And then the last one is, you know, I would say pretty important because you literally get to control. That's the thing that controls your grappling system, or your grapple hooks, where you can fly around. So you got all that, and then you got horses too. You do get mounts, which mounts are pretty important because in some levels of the game, there's not going to be any trees that you can grapple onto, so you have to use your mounts. So getting the various mounts throughout the game is pretty good, which majority of these you're going to get from the storyline. There's stables that you buy all that stuff for, and then like let's go back here. Here's the various guns that you can get in the game, which there isn't a whole lot of variety, but they all have their own niche basically. Like I showed you, this one is the leadership one. If you want to just completely be, you know, lazy, you want the game to just basically you want to just build around, you know, high leadership. You want your allies to do all the killing. You know, you could do something like that with that setup. I haven't used all these. I've only used the OG and the laser gun. I did use this is like a semi sniper rifle type deal, but I didn't like how it played. You also can get, you know, this crossbow looking thing that looks pretty cool too, and then basically this comes with its own variation of the blade thing that I was telling you about, which, you know, this controls the gas basically and the precision. This one controls the real speed of the actual grapple hooks. I'm gonna be honest, guns kind of break the game. Like, if you want to just completely be easy mode and you want to just have fun and you want to shoot stuff, you could do that. That's what I was using before, but I think if you really want to have good enjoyment of the game, you've really got to go back to just using blades, and that's kind of what we're gonna do. I haven't used all these new weapons. Like, some of these are kind of crazy. Like, you get a clock, dude. It's like, oh my god, we get a keyblade. And then, like, you get this thing that has freaking, I don't know what you want to call them, lasers on the ends of that thing. That's pretty cool. Some of these weapons are pretty good. Like, this one has an exploding gun blade, which this is the next variant of that. It has electricity on it. And then, you know, you got some other stuff. Like, you got giant hatchets, and the chainsaw blades are going to be pretty good, too. But we'll just get into the game at this point. I gotta remember what... There, I wanted to set it to that. So that's what we're gonna use. And that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna run around for a little bit. We'll do a couple of missions. We'll see, you know, how I'm feeling. Now, I haven't completed this mode yet, but the only reason why I have some of the the only reason why I have the best stuff in the game, I was playing with somebody basically, and in this game, you can basically could put up requests where people can basically, if they have the materials or whatever for an upgrade, they could basically just do the upgrade for you, and that's kind of what was going on with me. I think this might be Aaron mode, because I don't remember the stars being red for territorial mode. I think red is like the infernal mode. Maybe you have to play on infernal mode and then you unlock that. That's probably what it is. There is a it's in here somewhere. I'm not gonna look too far into this, but it's about picking your characters. Even after you recover territory from Titan control, you can continue to lead the regiment, and if you talk to people with that icon, you can reset your recovery rate and start over with your regiment. Again, you can also choose to play Inferno mode with power-up enemies if you manage to recover the territory again. In Inferno mode, you can take up the challenge even more. That's kind of how that is. I might actually just go with I think what I do is I'll go with I think I'll go with the other mode, because I actually got to do stuff on that one, where territorial mode is just kind of like we've already really done that. I mean, territorial mode is pretty fun. Like, if you just want to play the game, you want to get materials, that's the way to go, basically. Now, so basically, your other mode, this is the base game mode. Basically, other mode is basically free mode. It does not follow the storyline. You just do various missions and earn various things. Now, what's cool about the character that you create, other than they're a badass and they're awesome, you can customize your character at any moment, which I can't do because I was already in this mode. I guess we'll finish this one up. Yeah, let's go to the next area. Yeah. Alright. So here we go. Now, this is how the game looks, right? So, like your typical Musou game, you would go in, you have your main character, you have your map or whatever, and then you would have your various generals on the field, right? So, with this game, very Musou, obviously it's made by Koei, but basically this is these are your officers basically around the map. They're the cadets basically, and then you have the enemies, which are your various different types of Titans, basically. With that said, there is base building around the area, like the blue little buildings. You can build various buildings. You can build buildings that will actually help you attack Titans. If you make a lot of them, there's ones that increase how much damage you deal and buff you and things of that nature. And then, like, the little round circle icons on the map there, that's where you put down, plop down your own stuff. So, you start out with a couple cadets on your side, but, like, what you see in the middle there, that's one of the main characters from the cast of anime characters. They're called distress signals, distress signals. Basically, you go over there, you fight an enemy, you fight a Titan, and then they join your team, basically. And there is like a friendship meter, bonding system in the game as well. But we'll get there. Like I said, this is on the easiest difficulties, just so I can get kind of used to the game again. We'll probably bump that up later. Also, on this other mode, the difficulty doesn't matter because it's predetermined. And like I said before, this is one of those... Oh, shit. This is one of those modes where... or one of these levels where you have to basically use your horse, but I'm going to get around that because I don't want to be a part of that. Oh shit, I got grabbed, okay. Get your hands off me, asshole. Now that was a bad, I don't think I have the right, I'm gonna have to refix that, but that's fine. Even and like I said, I'm gonna be completely rusty tonight, so I'll get used to things again. You basically, from Levi, you learn how to do the Wings of Freedom multi-strike, basically. Oh, I failed that one. Well, that's fine. Killing enemies in a specific way and being good at it is pretty important. You can also capture Titans, by the way. The small ones you could just capture automatically. They'll count as a kill as well. Oh shit. Get away from me. They also have a rage meter in this game, where there's a lot that Final Battle added to this game. Basically, there's a rage meter for the Titans. If you allow them to get the rage meter and they build that up, that's not a good idea. Where's my horse? I need a horse. Alright, here we go. Oh, we get Sanji, which is good. Also, you get to have attack base. I think that's the statue in it. Yeah, that's the one that increases your damage. So basically, after you kill all the Titans on the level, if there is one, there is going to be a Dire Titan, which is mostly going to be a very powered up, super buffed up Titan that appears on the field that gets. Okay, we are in trouble now. I'm sucking right now. Hold on. Hold on, I got ya. We'll figure it out. I'm very much sucking right now. Hold on. Damn, dude. Yeah, that was terrible. Holy shit. Yeah, I definitely need to get back in the swing of things. But basically, they're mostly recolors of the Titan shifters for the most part, for the most point. This level in particularly is pretty good for leveling because, listen. Buddy, you better calm your shit, dude. Like, seriously, you better calm your shit. Can't remember what the button is, man. Oh, he actually killed my guy. Holy shit. That's never happened before. I'm really being bad tonight. Never actually lost a guy before. Here we go. That was terrible. I lost a dude. I gotta get back in the swing of things. What happens when you put something down for like, you know, 4 or 5 years at this point? Still got an SS, still got, you know, stuff. These are various rewards that you can get from that. So we got that one done. That's good. You can now cover a wider area. So in this mode, basically, you go on, like, in the anime, if you remember, they would have teams that would go out and survey the various areas of the game, and they had like their different like squads. Basically, like the scouts would be the ones that go out and attack titans. They also scouted out new areas. That's kind of like this mode is. That's where you change your character. I think over here is where you change your character. Start over from the beginning. We'll kind of go through this. We'll see what we like and what we don't like. I'm just gonna kind of go with a face that I actually kind of like. No. That's not bad. I guess we'll go 6, that's fine. I can't remember if height actually matters, but we're gonna go with height. We'll go with that. Maybe we won't make her as tall. Maybe we'll go down a little bit. Thick proportions, that's what we want. I think by default they're really short or whatever, but I like really tall characters. Hair color, we can go with pretty much whatever we want. We'll stick to black for now. I'll kind of like dress that as I feel. Just like with all these anime games, like I think a lot of the hairstyles, what really comes to mind is like Sword Art Online when you go to create or customize your character, which is basically you're always Kirito, but you can customize your avatar to be something else. But they have various hairstyles of the main and female cast that you can pick from. That's kind of what goes on here. I don't think there's even a hairstyle that has... I don't think there's a long hairstyle in this one. And I don't think there's ponytails either, from what I remember. So it's pretty slim pickings on, you know, what you like and what you don't like. And I think some of the guy ones are in here too, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Some of these hairstyles are meant for hats too, if I remember right. Oh, I lied. Maybe there is a little bit of a long hairstyle. I'll default to that for now. As we continue going down. What's the difference between that? This one's a little bit longer. I think that one... That might even be Mikasa's hairstyle, to be honest with you. This one's not bad. I think we'll just keep what we got. This one's probably, that's the one I probably go with right there. But I will go with the long hairstyle, and then we're gonna go to eyes. Okay. Oh, those are some weirdo looking eyes right there. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness gracious. This one has some weird eyebrows, okay. Weird eyebrows. I think I'll just go with what I got. I'm not gonna really mess with that. Pupil size, color. Now, unfortunately, the game's not gonna let me do anything really cool like I would normally do. Go with different eye colors and such. I don't think it's worth that. Because this is an older game at this point, so... You know, like, let's go back to hair color. Can I go, like, there's, like, silver hair color, right? I guess that's about the best silver looking color that you're gonna get. It's either gonna be black or silver at this point, or gray. I guess that's, like, the best looking silver that you're gonna get. That's, like, the whitest, so we'll go with that and go back to her eye color. Something like that. Her eyebrows, or that's, yeah, eyebrows, nose. I think the nose that we're on is pretty good. I'm not really, you know, noses don't really bother me all that much, so I don't feel like we really need to mess with that too much. Now this is where everything gets, oh my god, this is where everything gets really funky. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it on what it's on, though. We do have injuries that we can get. Like, I'm gonna probably go with that, because I feel like, well, we are, fine. I would like to change the color of my the lips. That would be really good at that point, but I don't think it's gonna let me. Something like that, and then my footwear. Let's go with the jacket first. Default color, we're not going with that. I'm sorry, but we're not. Like, why can't we get this white color for the hair? I'm just saying. That would be so good. And I wish we had different emblems that we could pick, but I guess we'll just go with the swords for now. We're not gonna wear a cape because I'm not really feeling that tonight. And this also changes the various shirt. I guess you could basically just say it changes the shirt color, or the shirt color. It changes like the, you want straps or not. This one's, I go with the hoodie one. That's the one I go with. I like the hood. And then we'll go black there. We'll go black there, and then here we'll go white there. I don't know why the straps are that color. I want to change those as well. This is where you can get like glasses and such. You can have a handkerchief if you want to. You have a semi-blindfold. I mean, glasses are pretty good, but I think we're gonna go with that one. We'll go without for now. We did the name or the whatever. So finish. Do I want that? We go with A free, and then yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine. Now we switched up our character. Now, what's cool about this mode in particularly, various people that have created their own characters, like the ones that have like the little character icon over them, these are actually other players that have played the game basically. Straight, that's just, you know, and you can be like, and since that update that they added, failed, what do you mean failed? But anyway, you can basically recruit these guys on the field and this mode in particularly, and put them in your squad, basically. But they're like low tier people, but it's still something. Okay, I kind of feel like I've like definitely put a lot of time into what. All right, hold on. Where is the login? Oh, actually, I think that was it right there. Daily, no, this is daily missions. Clear all daily missions. Clear missions difficulty 4 or higher. You can do that with different people. This is like your icon for online. I'm gonna go with that one. Obtain various titles. Like I said, I haven't played enough of this. Like in the base, like in the first game, I did all the other mode in that game. I haven't really done a whole. I've done the majority of this, and then I've done a lot of grinding, basically, up to this point. So let me look at this topic. Medicine for injury allows for quick movement even when injured. I think there's a green one, right? Medicine used for first aid purposes. It recovers health. Yeah, alright, I think we're just gonna let that go then. Alright, so the thing I was looking for is the daily login or whatever. Where's that at? That's somewhere. Login bonus. Maybe this is it. So with this game, it's kind of got like a it's basically got a semi gacha like login system where you can log in various days and you get a lot of money, you get various materials, and basically 15 days you get, you know, a pre-built, you know, set of gear and a weapon, and it's upgraded and whatnot. So that's pretty cool too. So we're gonna play together. I'm gonna create the room. We're gonna do normal, I guess. We're gonna do other. These scout rewards are the things I'm really going for. Warriors of History. No replay, meet up during possible, aim for. This shit doesn't matter. Alright, let's go ahead and go with that. Final battle on. No, the DLC missions. No, the DLC missions that are on will be available within the waiting room. However, that means users who don't possess those DLC missions will be unavailable to enter the room. It won't appear in their search records. Okay, cool. Now, I doubt that anyone's actually going to be able to. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be showing up for this game because it's so damn old at this point. I am going to check the the community tab on this, and then go into discussion, and then go into discussions. Start a new discussion. I'm typing something out and then we'll get back to it. Put that out there. We'll see if we get anybody. We'll get anybody in here. Now, I've only played online with this game once, so I do not really understand how the various hosting options work versus Pirate Warriors. Pirate Warriors is pretty straightforward. You just go in there and it just kind of works at that point. Well, we'll just go. We will deploy with members who have completed their preparations. I doubt that we're getting anybody since it's Christmas Eve, but it's out there if they want. I might switch to Pirate Warriors after a while. I just want to play a couple of levels of this. Oh, shit. Got that. Actually, I need to go over here. Here we go. Oh, damn. Holy shit. good. I want you to get mad, asshole, so when I cut your head off, that you'd be more disappointed than you were before you cut my head off. There you go. Nah, we ain't having that today, dude. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. We do got another distress over here, and we're gonna go get it. Someone died. Boom, 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 boom. Don't you look at me.
よくやった。助かりました。感謝します。何？気にせんでよい。救援要請の演弾だ。退射しろ。この調子だ。逃がさい。まずいね。手を貸して。やったか。この戦いの鍵を握るのはやはり君だな。
Yeah, come on. Cut your head off still, dude. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I'm not even playing the game as I should. There's a lot of various mechanics that you can do to increase your damage. I'm just not doing that. Or angle. Honestly thought I was going to be okay with that. Nope. Come on now, I hate them spider ones. Boom.
な市民のために心臓を捧げるのが兵士の務めだろうが。お前の活躍、同じ兵士として俺も見習わんと。
Okay, a Titan's appeared.
援護しろってんだ。
Titans are already dead, dude. Lost my Super Saiyan abilities. I should say my Ultra Instinct abilities. You can switch out your team members Like, I'm gonna go down here and... Oh, okay, we got that Dire Titan over there. Oh, you can switch them out. You can switch him out with get Reiner in the team. And since Reiner is a Titan shifter, you can use that if you want.
何をやってる死にたいのか
You know what? You can do all that bullshit if you want to, dude. I'm gonna let you know something. I could do that shit too. Come on. Get up, Reiner. Get up. That didn't even hit him, Reiner. Come on now. Damn, son.
分かった
This guy's being an asshole, man. There you go. Not the cleanest, but it's something. Get her leg. Damn. He's dead. That guy's dead.
やはり君だな
Here we go. Probably not gonna get a triple S on this, or double. Probably get just a normal S, because I just literally took too long on this one. And I didn't get a whole bunch of gold, so I'd be surprised if it's a double. Well, it's double. Alright, well, there you go. Get required a new title. A new title. That's fine. Oops. I didn't want to tab out of everything. I just wanted to look at that post and see if anybody was replied to me, but can I switch my equipment from here? I probably can. We're gonna shoot some people now. This is gonna completely disintegrate all the difficulty of the game, but playing with the guns is pretty fun, especially the ones I'm using, which are frickin' laser beams. It's pretty good. Well, I was also gonna say, if anybody has the game on Steam, you're welcome to come join. That's what I'm playing on. I'm playing on Steam. So, you guys have any of that and you want to come join, it doesn't matter what, you know, equipment level or anything that you're doing. You're welcome to just flat out come play if you got it. Kind of like with One Piece too. Whenever I'm playing One Piece, Pirate Warriors 4, you know, just come jump in. Don't matter to me. Do 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 do. First time online, we're gonna probably have to change that at some point. This is, I think this is where you can buy materials, yeah? Yeah. You buy various materials, and then this is where you can upgrade. Yeah, you can either, so basically you can either upgrade your weapons, which I don't have one I can upgrade, but basically, we'll use this as an example. Right, I'll just buy one of these. I don't want to equip it. So basically you can go to, it's kind of like Monster Hunter, like I said. You can go with various different upgrade paths, which there is a pretty good thing online. You just go online for it, but what I did was I just made every weapon in the game with getting all the various upgrade paths for the weapons, basically. Because I don't know if I can look at it from here. I think it's in the gallery, and I think you can only access the gallery from the main menu, which is pretty disheartening, but it is what it is, I suppose. But we got a new title for defeating at least 300 titans with blades. For at least defeating at least 300 titans with firearms. Well, we'll get that one pretty soon. What's this? For downing at least 200 enemies while being transformed. Well, we'll get that one if we get a titan shifter. For eliminating at least 100 titans with showdown equipment. So showdown is basically like, so when Final Battle got added to the game, basically there is like a Kizuna Rush or a full force burst mode, which they added, which basically if you're using the blades, you get the Thunder Spears, which the Thunder Spears were a part of the anime, basically, which I've used. I just got done using those in the last level that we did. But if you're using firearms, you basically get so basically the difference between, you know, what I'm about to talk about and the Thunder Spears are pretty good, where you just throw it, it blows up, it does a lot of damage to multiple body parts, and you just throw one of them off, it goes into the Titan, blows up basically. Or you can go do the full attack animation for that, takes up more meter, does more damage basically, and on most Titans it one-shots them. I honestly thought someone just joined. That startled me a little bit, but It was just my imagination. But when you're using the guns and you go in the showdown mode, you really get the full power upgrade from showdown with that, because you basically, they give you a Gatling gun, machine gun basically, and you get to fire that thing. It's a real power up. It blows up everything. Literally blown up everything. Well, I do think that the only bad thing about this game when going online is if you're doing a DLC level or a DLC level pack that people don't have, they can't join you. And then if you have Final Battle and they don't have it, they can't join you either. So that's kind of rough. I'm just gonna go and we'll figure it out. If they join, it'll just start us over from the beginning. That's kind of how it works anyway. Okay, so okay. I forgot how to use these. All right. So basically, when that thing's lit up like that, you get extra damage, basically. Alright, I'm gonna get away from this shit. Yeah, I am so out of practice, but that's fine. Come on, get off the wall, dude. Oh, there you go. Come on, look at me, asshole. I want you to look at me. I want to blow you. I want you to see it coming. Yeah, come on over here, asshole. I got your number. Come on. Alright, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna thin out the herd a little bit. Definitely thinning those herds out, though. Sir, you need to watch. You need to keep your hands to yourself. I don't like that. Oh, we got more Titans. Keep the face off. I'm sorry, but this is not happening for you. Oh, that's right. I can't pause it. I want to scratch my nose, but I can't. I'll have to wait. You can try, buddy. Get away from me, asshole. I don't want you looking at me.
何をやってる死にた
Get
いの
away
か
from me. Okay, hold on. Holy shit, hold on.
あれは強そうだな
Alright, hold on. We're gonna go over here. We summoned the actual boss of the stage. I did not want to do that.
あんな奴相手に何ができるって言うんだ
Here we go. He's dead. You know what? You've been a bad boy on this year. Come on, buddy. You just shoot him. That's all you're gonna do. Just shoot him. Boom, boom, boom. Pew, 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 pew. It's pretty entertaining. You gotta be like really close to them with that weapon, and then like you can actually do stuff at that point. Leave room. We're gonna go ahead and switch to Pirate Warriors now, but I'm gonna save the game first. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shut this